Hello, welcome. So this is actually the very first video that I've officially put together for the YouTube channel. I hope you like it. We're actually going to start off with something really nice. It's not this actually. Instead, it's this. That's right, my 1990 GMT 400 K 1500 Silverado. So we're going to start off with that. I'm going to show you at least one of the issues I've had with the truck, and maybe we'll get it resolved. But if it's something that you like, please like, subscribe, send me a comment on the bottom, because I really want to know how the video was and what everybody thought. But if everybody likes some of my videos, I'm actually going to do a video on this. This is a 66 Buick Riviera. And we'll just kind of go through the car a little bit and talk about it. But if this is something you like and want to see more of, let me know. Other than that, let's get started. All right, we're out here at the junkyard, and I think I found the perfect donor truck. I think it's even the red color that I need. Granted, it's got silver on the bottom, but that's okay. I think I got a chrome piece we can stick down there and make it look more correct. But this actually has a lot of the good parts that I want. So let's grab some parts and put them on the truck. So apparently I wanted a little extra punishment. It's about midnight right now. I've got a nice cup of coffee sitting on the fender right there. And I thought now would be a good time to change the transmission filter, the pan gasket, the fluid, of course, because this one's got a little bit of a problem. I just discovered that when the transmission is hot, it wants to slip in reverse and only reverse. And it's a 700 R4. So I don't know. I thought maybe first and reverse, I think, are the same bands and they should jive. Forward gears are perfect. Reverse, for whatever reason, and only when it's hot, it wants to slip. So I'm going to try changing the filter and the fluid. I've got some Lucas Transfix, of course. We'll give that a shot. Maybe that's just got a little bit of a clogged issue in the transmission. We'll find out. But it is a plow truck, so of course you need reverse. Of course it's dark out, so you know, lighting might not be great, but let's get started. Fingers crossed this actually fixes our problem. All right, well, I got my trusty light, and let's get our eyes under here and see what we got. And I don't know if you can see that or not, but I'm noticing a bit of a leak, and I literally just drove it here. So I guess we'll have to see what we got going on. We might have more in store for us, so let's just see. Oh. So what have we got for leaks? Well, everything. Here's our transfer case. Boy, looks like we got a leak. Well, there's some transmission fluid right there. That's probably a good sign. Up here we got another leak of some sort. What's leaking right there? Sure. And yeah, it's just sweating horsepower, of course. It's fine. I mean, you know, it's got anywhere from 150 to 310,000 miles. So I mean, you know, what do you expect? I see a lot of fluid on that line right there. I don't know if you can tell or not. So I guess we'll just scoot on in here and see what we got going on. Let's see. We have leaks here. I see all sorts of fluid. Let's see. Can we get up in this? Of course, I wait till midnight to do this crap, so, you know, it's intelligent. You know, these lines are actually in pretty good shape. I kind of wonder if this transmission has been redone before. Oh, man, that's leaking right there, too. You can probably see it dripping off that. Where is this coming from? Oh, look, there's a drip there. So that's normal, of course. this exhaust, I'm noticing that the O2 sensor is missing, as well as the catalytic converter. Haven't noticed that before. That's normal. That's fine. We're just gonna act like we didn't see that. But hey, it does have a Wix filter up there, so somebody actually kind of cared. And you know, you never have to replace these U joints, because when you pull the filter off, it just pees oil all over the U joint. So you know, those are lifetime right there. Those guys. It's still 800 degrees under here, and I'm kind of worried that the transfer case is leaking. I don't see any leaks behind the transmission, which I guess is good. But we're just gonna have to dig into this. Let's get this pan up. All right, I'm back out from underneath the truck, and this is taken kind of a bit of a plot twist. So I noticed that the transmission was super hot. Like, you could hold the pan and you could barely hold on to it because it was just so hot. The trans lines, which I showed you, are leaking, but they're new lines. They're cold. They're very cold to the touch. It's 74 degrees out right now, and they feel like they're ambient temperature. So I'm going to actually unhook it from the radiator, and I'm going to run it and see if I'm actually getting any sort of flow out of the thing. So if it is flowing at some rate, I assume that I've got a problem with the radiator and not so much transmission. So this might have just taken a weird turn. So let's get this thing unhooked and see if that helps us at least narrow some of this down. Truck things. Glad I bought it. Whew. Right. Well, let's get at these lines. I don't know if you'll be able to see anything, but I guess we'll give this a shot. And if you need to know, these are apparently American fittings. I tried metric at first. It didn't fit. This looks like a 1/2 inch and seems to be doing pretty good. Let's see what happens when we get these off of here. Glad these are new. Coming right off. There's one thing on this truck that isn't rusty. I'm glad it's this. You know, now that I think about this, I should probably put a pan under that, eh? Alright, now we have the pan under it. Don't want to make people mad. Probably it will do that grass some good. I'm just kidding. We got the pan underneath it. Now we won't have a mess. Well, we'll have a mess in here, of course, but we won't underneath the truck. Even though it's already leaking, pretty much voiding its entire bowel system. Oh, there we go. And all right. I don't see anything coming out of that. Of course, I can't see anything at all because it is dark. I guess we'll try this bottom one. I'm not really sure which. I feel like I should know this. I'm not sure which one is supposed to be feeding and returning. And I can't see nothing, so I'm really hoping that I'm not twisting the heck out of this right now. I am. How good is that? Oh no. That's yeah, that's a problem. I just made this way worse. I'm twisting that. Huh. Well, And if I twist it back, yeah, um, that's not good. So here's a real life experience for you. Should probably lube those up first. I guess this one came right out. I guess I didn't think of that was great, grand, terrific. Well, I'm gonna have to stop here and think what I got to do here. Whoops. All right. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take this bottle. I'm gonna put this. I'm gonna squish this bottle first. I'm gonna wedge this thing in here, and then I'm gonna take that line. And I'm gonna. Yeah, I'm not sure what I'm doing actually. We're gonna squish this bottle, and then we're gonna put this line. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this line, I'm gonna take this crushed bottle here, and I'm gonna try and wedge this down here. There we go. I'm gonna try and collect the fluid. There. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start it. And I'm gonna see, I don't even know if this is right. This might not even be the right way to do this, but we're gonna try it. So I'll probably get a bunch of comments saying how much of a dumbass I am, but I'm gonna try and start it. I'm gonna find out if this thing has got any fluid going through it. I imagine it would go into this if I started it, and should pump fluid into it, right? Seems right. So let's start it. Let's see what happens. I guess I need keys. Keys are probably a good idea. All right. I have keys this time. Let's try it. Fingers crossed this works or something. I don't. We'll just start it. Contact. All right, let's see what we got. Oh. Oh, no. All right, well, so this works. Yeah, so that works. So that's cool. We know up in this area, I think we got some flow. You know, everything's got a nice sheen to it, so you know we can go ahead and just call this cleaned. This is clean now, clearly, and all right. I'm not even sure where that came from, to be honest with you. I guess I might have to review some footage here and see what manner of horrible things just happened. Smells terrible, actually. This is not going according to plan. But hey, you know, good news is we have flow, like I said, so we know we can narrow that down to the pump is actually working in the transmission. So that's a start. Well, let's see what we can do for the rest of this, and maybe power wash this. All right. Well, I'm not exactly sure where to go from here. I think I'm going to call it a night. Obviously we have flow going to the transmission. However, it's at the bottom of the transmission. I feel like it should be reversed. But seeing that this is a 700R4, there's a lot of things I read where it says that the flow goes to the bottom of the radiator up, and then out the top of the radiator back into the transmission. So I'm going to take that out of the equation altogether. I'm actually going to order a auxiliary cooler that I'm going to mount to the front of the radiator, and that should fix at least that part of the problem. Plus, I twisted that line off anyway, so it's just gives me an excuse to do it, and Amazon will have it to me tomorrow. So for the night, I think I'm going to shut it down. I'm going to lock it up, and we'll just start again tomorrow. So of course I'm walking home because, well, the truck's broke. And I noticed that there's a guy up here that's got a free ladder for sale. You know, because it's not, or I guess it's not for sale, it's free. Here you go, grab it. Might as well make this trip worth something. Why not? Sure. All right, it's been a couple of days. I wanted to try and get as many parts as I could. I actually have a transmission temperature gauge coming. It will probably get that installed as well. I did get my transmission cooler. Thank you, wonderful Amazon, for getting that to us quickly. But I also, off that truck in the junkyard, I got a Cerite grill. I'm sure you noticed in a couple of pictures, if you've seen the front of the truck, it's got a GMC grill in it. It's actually supposed to have this 88 to 93 Chevy grill. So, you know, priorities. Nothing like sticking a $100 grill on a $200 truck. But since we have to take that grill off anyways to put the transmission cooler in, I figured now is a good time to do it. Actually, the parking lights and stuff in here are made for this grill anyways, so maybe we'll make it look a little better. Who knows? But let's get this thing taken apart, and hopefully I can fix all the mistakes that I made. I got a lot to do. So for now, we're just going to pretty much ignore the bottom of the truck, and we'll just mess with it later. First off, let's get this grill out of here. You're going to notice that there's a couple of screws up on top here. They're 7mm bolts. And then this one, of course, was somebody thought it was a good idea to just throw some deck screws on the side here and screw this grill all up. So, you know, it's pretty much useless except for somebody that wants it for a mud truck or something. And of course, these are 9 feet long, so that's really good. Oh, and they're bent, so that's reassuring. Some people's redneck ingenuity just simply amazes me sometimes. But we'll just kind of get this off the truck and see what wonderful things we probably have hidden behind the grill. Can't wait to see. I did notice that we have the plugs here for the plow, so that might have to cut into that that new grill here, that new old grill. Oh, good. This one actually has a nut and a bolt on this side, and a screw. So I'm hoping I can just pry this thing out of here. Oh yeah, just oozes class. And this screw is very thin and very rusty. It's amazing it's coming out, to be honest with you. And this one's actually a longer screw. How about that? Just set that there because you never know. Might need a couple extras. I'm willing to bet there isn't much else holding this on. Oh, there's a couple of screws up here. This one's cracked, so it looks like somebody tried to take this off once already. And we'll get this one here. Of course, it's all covered in transmission fluid. I just don't know why. Why would it be? Okay, pull all the light bulbs out of here. This will be swapping over the parking lights into the new grill. And I know it's a little bit windy today, so bear with me. Hopefully it's not too loud on the mic here. Oh, look, that one's broke. That's good. Oh, geez. Don't want to scratch it now. Careful. Careful. Oh, man, it explains why these parking lights don't work. They are foggy. I think we got, I can't believe it. There's actually a bottom bolt holding this in, isn't there? Or is it just held on with hopes and dreams? There we go. I'll be, look at there. Set that aside. Maybe somebody can use that, but hey, look at that. We got full access to everything, right up to the AC condenser, and looks like we can probably plumb our lines right through there. I've never done this before, so kind of bear with me. Hey, we got newer headlights in here. No wonder these actually kind of work good. Put some new parking lights in here, and we'll be cooking. So let's open this here. It's like Christmas that I paid for. It's windy. I'll get that later. And see what we got in here. This is a Four Seasons 53001. You could probably get that at any parts store or whatever magic place you like to buy your parts at. It comes in a nice package. Oh, look, we got all sorts of goodies in here. Heck yeah. We got instructions for those who need it. It looks like I should have enough line. I think what I'm going to do, I know that you've probably noticed, and I know the 700R4s are probably like this, but on my radiator, it looks like the feed is at the bottom instead of at the top. I think I'm actually going to swap that around. I'm going to switch it on the transmission side so that it goes through the top first, gravity feeds, and that goes into the cooler. I've read a couple of things, and I'm by no means any sort of expert, but I've read a couple of things where it really doesn't matter, but I feel like gravity feed is going to feed into this a little bit better. So I'm actually going to swap it around. And if it works, great. If it doesn't, well, I mean, come on. It's good enough, right? So I think we have enough line here. Let's see if I can't just throw this in here and oh yeah, we got all sorts of room. So I'm going to actually cut that inside bottom line off. And if that works, great. If not, like I said, we'll make something happen here. So I wanted to give you a little bit of a progress update. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to mount it right in the AC condenser here. This is kind of a mock-up. You can see where the lines and stuff go through, or the holding tabs or whatever these are. But I don't want it to go all the way through and then into the radiator too, just in case something doesn't line up. And I have the distinct feeling that I will be probably replacing the radiator if there's no flow going into it. So I thought that this would probably be the best place, and I've kind of got it off to the side so that way I'm not blocking the radiator, excuse me, either. Plus, I've got working air conditioning on this truck, which is just bonsai insane that it actually works. But I figured this way, what we'll do is I'll just take this AC condenser out. I'm basically just going to tilt it out. And so that way I can mount this thing. I think that's going to be our best way. We've got a couple of screws here. Looks like these here, of course, are metric 10s. And, of course, the hood prop is in the way for this side. So we just got to, you know, got to make our own space here. There we go. So as long as you still have a 10 and it hasn't run away from you, that's what these little screws are. And it looks like I have to take off the, yeah, it looks like I'm going to have to take the hood prop or the hood latch out too. So those are a little bit bigger. Looks like these might be a 13. Yep, these are 13 mil, and there we go. Get this out. And then we'll put this right back together, so, you know, feel free to go ahead and lose all your screws. Don't do what I do, because, like I said, this is the first time I've done anything like this, and I'm probably wrong, but you never know. Might help somebody out there. Guess I can't use an extension on this bottom one, FYI. I sure like extensions. I feel like you're not going to bust your knuckles on something as easy. I'm probably wrong again, but I don't know. I feel like if you're that close to rusted sharp metal, you might as well just go ahead and get your tetanus shot. And this one up here doesn't look like I can get to it, so I'm going to have to take the hood lamps out. Funny how one thing just kind of leads to another. So naturally my hood probably won't close right, because I'll be taking this off. And nothing will line up again. Oh! Well, I'm sure the hood will hold together with just one bolt, right? Ah. Two's for, you know, extra. Don't really need it. Now I can get to this bolt that's hiding behind it. You got 3 bolts holding this hood latch lever together. Oh, there we go. Looks like we got her loose now. So we'll get this out of here. We'll of course, your results may vary depending on how clean or rusty yours is. This one is pretty bad, but I've soaked everything with transmission fluid, so. All right, here it is about day 24, 31, 47, I don't know. But anyways, I wanted to give you an update of what I got going on here. I've got the trans cooler in. It's all ready to go. Of course, I bent couple of the fins up here, but I don't think that matters too much. But I do have it mounted right to the AC condenser, so that way I'm not poking holes in the radiator, and I don't have to worry about the fan hitting the ends of this or anything like that. But what I've got going on is I've got the flow going into the radiator right here. I've actually got it going to the top. I switched it on the transmission side. And then, of course, down here on the bottom, you can see the flow out, which goes into the trans cooler. So I'm going to get the rest of this all tightened back up. I'm going to get the grill back on, put the hood latch and all that stuff back in, and we'll go from there. Of course, I'd have been smart. I probably should have washed this grill first, but whatever. Hey, look, I found one of the screws. There we go. That's dusty. There we go. Screw in. This one up here. And looks like I'm missing about 8 other screws. So, you know, we're not going to do anything about that. Oh, man, that looks so much better than that GMC grill that was sitting in here. You got these actually routed the way they should be through the grill for the plow frame. Much better. Much better. Guess my bumper's bent and I never noticed that before. All right, let's get this tightened down. So here's a quick word of advice. Almost got this front end all tidied up here, but I actually ran the soft hose here right in front of where the bulb, parking light bulb socket has to go. So you just kind of want to move that around. So if you're doing this project, you kind of want to pay attention to that, where your hoses go. Let's get this all wrapped up here. Last lens. Maybe. Man, everything on this truck just wants to fight me. And I'm missing a couple of screws for the grill, so I'll have to go to the junkyard, and I'm sure I can find those easily enough. There's only 2 holding the whole thing in. But the good news is all the bolts are for the hood latcher in, so, you know, we'll take the good with the bad. The important stuff is there. Pretty sure this thing ain't gonna go flying off down the highway. All right. As you can see here, front is done. So I mounted this off to the side a little bit so that way it gets as much airflow as possible, as well as the AC condenser and the radiator, because you want to make sure those stay cool as well. So I think from here, that looks really good. I mean, for what it is. But I think we're gonna try doing the filter and the transmission fluid. I am burnt out of this project. So I wanted to start by under the truck here, because I don't know if you can see it or not, right there. This thing's just peeing like crazy, and I wanted to know why. And it looks to me like right behind the transmission here, right in this area, sure looks like it's leaking a lot, and it looks like it's coming down here and, well, just making a mess. I was hoping that it was going to be the tail shaft seal, which it is too leaking, but there's only 1 drop on the ground, and it's been sitting here for a week. So this seems to be the culprit. It seems to be coming up from up here somewhere. As much as I really want to fix that, I don't think I am. All right, let's get started. Now the trick is, these look to be 13mm bolts. And the trick is to loosen them all up and then tilt it. Since the truck is actually still up on jack stands, we're going to tilt it backwards, or since it's tilting backwards, we're going to tip the pan backwards. And that should surely bloodbath this driveway. All right, put this back here and see if we can get this to come down a little bit. Am I missing a bolt? What's going on here? Oh, that's funny. There should be a bolt there. And there most certainly isn't. Yeah, this has definitely been apart before, which is not entirely sure how I feel about that. I have the distinct feeling I know why. And something tells me this has been RTV before. These are all loose and it's not coming down. Boy, it'd be really nice if they made a creeper that would go over driveway cracks. We could put a man on the moon. We can't invent a creeper that goes over driveway cracks. Oh, that's a really bad spot in the frame. It's fine. Wide open in the back. Maybe I can just bring this straight down. Nope, I need an extension, which is, of course, rolled over there. Oh, yeah, who needs a creeper? Oh. Tell you what, though, I already smell it. It ain't good. Okay, this is the last side bolt here. And yeah, it sounds empty. Could that be why it was slipping? I could have sworn I checked it. Ah, there we go. It's still pretty low. This is probably not the correct way to do this. Well, come on out of there. There we go. Whew. Oh, all right. Filter don't look bad. Actually looks pretty clean in here. Wow. A little bit of clutch material on the magnet, but actually it's, I don't know if you can see that or not, but that's actually pretty clean. So let's let it do its thing here. Scrape off the gasket and get this thing tidied back up. All right, we're at day 12 or 14 or 47. Got everything all tightened up here. I got it pushed off the ramps. I guess I can probably just clean that. That's water. Anyhow, the last and final thing I'm going to do before we take it for a test drive is I'm going to change the thermostat out. This has probably a 190 in it, which I think is factory. I got a 160. This is probably absolutely nothing you should do to your own rig. I just wanted to try and kind of stay ahead of the game. Once you get the plow on here, it's up and it kind of blocks flow to the radiator. I've noticed it a couple times. It's starting to get a little bit on the hot side if you leave the plow up too long. But I'm thinking I just want everything to stay cool. So I'm going to replace that thermostat. We'll get that in real quick. I won't show you how that works because that's pretty easy. It's 2 bolts, 1, 2. You throw that gasket in, you just throw that in, it's done. So we'll get that wrapped up and then we'll go for a drive, and fingers crossed that fixed most of my issues. So this is actually an old school, happens to be a Prestone, but antifreeze glycol checker, and it tells you your freeze point and then your boiling point on the other side. So I don't know how accurate it is anymore. It's probably from the 70s, but we're going to find out. Oh yeah, this coolant looks just terrific too. All right, looks like we got a boiling point. About 158 or 100, 258 degrees Fahrenheit and negative 18. No, negative 7. So I think it actually needs a little bit more coolant. So I'm pretty sure this thing is going to be running a little bit colder than that come wintertime. Boy, this antifreeze in this truck looks just terrible. All right, let's see if that makes any difference. Yeah, a little bit. Negative 7, so I'll probably have to add to it. I probably put a little bit too much water in it, but chances are it'll leak somewhere, so I'll just add to it accordingly as it goes. Of course, I can't even get the radiator cap on. There we go. All right, let's take care of our jugs here. Let's see if all this was worth it, huh? Okay, fingers crossed this works. Let's see what happens. Started. Put on the road goggles here. Slam this door. That's nice. Let's turn on the AC. It actually works, so might as well use it. All right. Let's put it in reverse. Oh. Hey. It worked. We're moving. Holy cow. How about forward gears? Okay. So far, so good. Let's run it up the road here. I guess we'll actually put our seatbelt on since it looks like we're moving okay. Temperature is nice and cool. We have 4 or 5 pounds of oil pressure, so that's fine on a Chevy 350. Second gear. Third gear. Okay. 3 out of 4 ain't bad. Get out of the neighborhood here and get on it a little bit. Make sure we've got everything. It's always nerve-wracking when you go through all that work, because you just never know. Hey, I think we got them all. I think we're good. Sweet. All forward gears. I think all this made a big difference. I like it. Actually drives pretty good. Not bad for 221,000 miles. Works really good. Not bad. All right, that wraps up the transmission side of our 1990 plow truck here. Hopefully you found some information useful in your own projects. Like I said, I don't know if necessarily a lot of the stuff was done right, but we're gonna see how she does. I'm gonna drive it around for a little bit, but as you can see, it actually made a big difference when it came to shifting. So I hope you all enjoyed it. If you have any questions, let me know. But hopefully you guys will like and subscribe. And you know, I've got a few more videos coming out. We're gonna clean this thing up a little bit and hopefully make it look a little bit more presentable. When you're doing somebody's driveway at 3 in the morning, it always matters how it looks and sounds. So um, I've got a few videos of that coming up. But other than that, hope you guys enjoyed. Please check in again. We'll talk to you real soon.